you're planning towards studying in Canada or thinking about studying in Canada, either for your undergraduate or your postgraduate studies, it is important for you to know what the Canadian government will be expecting of you to present to them, so you can have a smooth journey through your visa application, and so you can have your visa granted by the time you apply for your visa. And that is what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. Hi guys, my name is Deb and I'm glad you are here. If it's your first time seeing my face, you're welcome to Discover with Deb. On this channel, I talk about everything immigration, study abroad opportunities, career growth, nursing and healthcare professionals licensing in other parts of the world. If all these topics are topics that you'll be interested in, please do consider subscribing to this channel and don't forget to hit on the bell notification so you can be notified each time I upload a new video. So recently, the Canada Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship announced that they are going to be increasing the cost of living financial requirements by all international students in order to apply for a Canadian study visa. You know, before now, if you need to apply for a Canadian visa, you have to show proof of funds that you'll be able to meet up with the financial requirements of living in Canada, which includes the cost of your accommodation, feeding, transportation, upkeep, and every other thing you might need to spend money on. And this amount of money used to be 10,000 Canadian dollars. So they said they are going to be increasing that, and that will take effect from 1st of January 2024. So instead of having 10,000 Canadian dollars as proof of fund for cost of living in Canada, you are now expected to have over ×2 of that money. And now what you are expected to show as a proof of fund for the cost of living in Canada is 20,635 Canadian dollars. Oh my god. Oh my god, like it's over double of the amount. It's really hard to comprehend that, but anyway, that's what the new policy is. So now, as a student, you need to have 20,635 Canadian dollars in your bank account as proof of fund for cost of living in Canada, in addition to your first year tuition fee. That is, if your tuition fee for 1 year, for example, you're studying a 2-year master's degree program or a 4-year or 5-year bachelor's degree program, maybe your cost of your tuition fee for 1 year is, let's say, 10,000 Canadian dollars. So you're expected to have 10,000 Canadian dollars plus 20,635 Canadian dollars in addition to your travel expenses, for example, flight ticket, the cost of flight ticket to Canada. You expect to have that amount of money in your bank account. So listen, if you don't have this money, then sorry, your visa application may not be granted. So it's important for you to get this information today. I know it's not an easy money to come by, but there are many things you can do to help yourself financially. One of which is you can decide to apply for cheaper universities. At least you wouldn't need to spend so much or require so much money as proof of funds for your first year tuition fee. And there are many universities in Canada that their tuition fees are not that expensive for international students. Maybe I should do a video about the cheapest universities in Canada. I think that's a good idea. I need to do some digging to find out the deep things in the secret place. But anyway, jokes apart, that's what you might need to consider that. And you might also need to consider applying for scholarships. I believe scholarship is going to go a long way to help you. Or you can apply for tuition waiver if your school provides that. So guys, if you're planning to study in Canada by next year, from next year, 1st of January 2024, you need to put this into consideration. Alright? And then for those students who are already in Canada, you have good news, because you know Canada used to have 20 hours per week work limits for off-campus jobs for international students. And if you work off-campus, you're not expected to work for more than 20 hours per week. Towards the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023, Canada lifted the ban on 20-hour work limit, allowing international students to work for more than 20 hours per week
off campus.
And that policy was supposed to end this year, but the good news is that they have extended that to April 2024. So if you're a student who is already in Canada, congratulations, you'll be able to work for more than 20 hours off campus until the 30th of April 2024. And the good news for those who are yet to go to Canada is that the Canadian government is considering increasing the work limits from 20 hours per week for off-campus work to at least 30 hours per week. So if this hasn't gone into effect yet, but they are considering, so if they do this in the future, it's going to be very helpful for students. At least if you work 30 hours per week, you've worked for, that's almost equivalent to a full-time work hour per week. So I know that's going to be able and helpful to help students financially for those studying in Canada. And then lastly, let me give you an eye-opener here. If you're yet to apply to a Canadian university and you want to study in Canada, ensure that you are applying to a Canadian designated learning institution. A Canadian designated learning institution is a higher institution that is allowed by the Canadian province or the Canadian government to admit international students. So for you to avoid heartbreaks about admission refusal, it is important for you to check the list of designated learning institution and be sure that the school you are applying to is on that list. If the school is not on that list, then don't bother applying, because some schools you might need to pay application fee, non-refundable application fee, so you might end up wasting your money. You know, at this time your focus is on saving as much money as you can. So I'm going to add a link to that website in the description of this video, so you can go check the universities that are in the list of designated learning institution, so you don't bother wasting your time applying to schools that you cannot get admitted in, or you cannot get a visa after you've applied and gained admission to the school, if they give you at all. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a student and you're still looking for scholarships, I've made lots of videos about scholarships, and if you have a low GPA and you're thinking of furthering your studies, I've got videos on how schools you can apply to in Canada and how you can improve your GPA to further help you to gain admissions. If you're a registered nurse and you want to practice in Canada, in the United States of America, in Dubai, or in the UK, I've made videos about that in this video. You can check that out. And if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and remember to hit on the bell notification so you can be notified each time I upload a new video. And then until I see you next time, enjoy the rest of your day and have the best day ever. Bye.